In most anime or manga, specifically shonen genre, the main characters achieve their goals ultimately through the power they acquire and the strengths they've acquired over time, and say for instance even the people around them and so forth help them to ultimately achieve their goals and make a great impact in the story. Well, as in this case for Asta, the true power of Asta, the one that has really allowed the story to climb this far and boost the narrative tremendously, is the true power of Asta, which is Asta himself, popularly known as the Asta effect. And I'll just like to go over them in 3 stages and how the Asta effect, Asta in of itself, is his own power system in a sense, and how that exceeds that of the power that he's given to him in the story, right? So ultimately his dream, his key motivation in life, how it affects his story is shown greatly through the character of Yuno. With this dream of his, right, being almost out of sight for someone like him, being monolith, it was a dream that drove him to the point of building himself so much so to the point where he is strong. So strong that he's able to wield a power that no one else would be able to wield, right? And as a result of that, this dream has even further done effect on a person in his life, his foster brother, that being Yuno. And Yuno is a character that is the opposite of Asta. Obviously, he is gifted with mana, he is intelligent, he has the looks, he has everything aside from what Asta does, obviously, that being, his counterpart. And it's the dream of Asta that ultimately made Yuno's potential come out to the fullest and his contribution to the story to be fulfilled, right? And it's because of Asta's dream to be the Wizard King, of course, to reach that level of power and authority that affected Yuno in a way that allowed him to be the first vice captain, to be 18 years old, the first Grand Magic Knight of 18 years old, to be the first at his age to wield and master 2 magic attributes, the first at his age to done so much that he has done, and the effect that Yuno has on the story and what he has contributed so far, especially in the Spade Kingdom, and the development he's gone through is tremendous. And it's all thanks to Asta and his effects, his dream that he has spurred on, and the dream that he has influenced onto Yuno that allowed him to be this strong. Now onto his determination. His determination is one of Asta's strongest parts of him, and it shows its effects on multiple characters during his series. Obviously, it also shows itself in Yuno, of course, but I like to show how it also affects the likes of Noel, Claus, and Manga. In the case of Noel, it shows itself the most. Noel being someone that is gifted, but that gifted power is if not mastered properly, can get out of hand. And it's through the determination showed by us, the determination that he has to go up against all odds, to go up against people that look down upon him, and even despite all that, his determination through it all to go and get his goals, to go after his goals, acquire strength, and go after his ultimate dream. That determination is what boosted Noel's morale, boosted her determination to get stronger and to prove her family wrong and to overcome her insecurities. And it's through that determination that Asta has showed that Noel is easily one of the strongest females in the character this far, and her contribution, just like Yuno, is tremendous. She has done so much, especially in the Spade Kingdom arc and in this current arc that we're in, the Judgment Day arc. Noel has done so much for the story, and it's all because of determination that Asta has showed throughout the story, and it shows itself even with Claus being an arrogant distasteful guy towards peasants, he turned out, and seeing Asta's determination forced him to confront himself and confront his behavior, and ultimately change his ways into that of someone that is trying to seek better physical strength, better discipline towards his body, and that ultimately made him a stronger person, a person that could greatly assist his squad in the attack against devil disciples back in that previous arc before the Spade Kingdom raid arc. And it shows itself with Noel and Claus and even the likes of Magna. Magna, yes, is an underdog just like himself, and he is shown to be a very strong character, strong-willed character. But if it wasn't for Asta's determination and seeing Asta overcome his struggles, Magna wouldn't have gotten this far as well. He wouldn't have wanted the hunger for strength that he had gotten in that arc to acquire secret magic. And it's because of that determination, and that shows itself through Asta and his personal rival Luck combined together, that allows Magna to be the character that he is today. And into my next step is Asta's overall one of his nicest traits, and that is his kindness, his empathy, his overall mercifulness towards his enemies. And it shows itself against like people like Ladros, Mars, and even the likes of Patri, one of Black Clover's most influential villains. And yeah, overall Asta's kindness has showed itself, and it's affected the story in many ways. That being through Ladros, how he spared his life and allowed him to come out of this brainwashing and join back forces with Mars, that would ultimately lead to them alliance once again. And how his kindness also led to his befriending contract with Libe. Libe being the devil in his grimoire that has obviously granted him this power. And despite he had the option to just completely overpower Libe in this contract and not give him any say or right, he declined that, and instead he chose to be kind towards this devil that has given him so much. And because of that power that they've granted together, it far exceeds that what would have been. And as a result, he is one of the strongest fighters in the series because of that kindness. And also with Patri, because of his mercifulness, because of his empathy to understand why the elves have been doing what they've been doing. And overall, he was able to help and go through the memories of Patri, understood what they were coming from, and that ultimately led to Patri, becoming a good force in the story, ultimately teaching other fighters in the story ultimate magic and other forces to gain more importance in the story and ultimately be of great use. And because of that, all of these fighters, Libe, Patri, Lajos, Mars, they're all a part of this arc that we're currently in, the Judgment Day arc, the arc that is pulling together everyone's decisions made over the story into one final battle. And it's all due to Asta. It's all due to the Asta effect, his determination, his kindness, his mercy, and his dream. Everything pulled together in one spot showed itself in all these characters that come all at once to show its ultimate effect. And that's just the power of Asta and how beautiful his character is. And it's one of my favorite things about Black Clover. And it really goes to show how in life some of your greatest strengths doesn't come from the money you have or the things that you've built physically, and and the body that you built, the assets that you've acquired. Sometimes the most influential, most thing that will do the most for you in this life is who you are as a person and how it affects people around you in a good way. So yeah, the Asta effect is really beautiful and one of the greatest things about Black Clover. And yeah, It's one of my favorite things, and I just want to discuss that in today's video, especially that we have Black Clover in to be released in this new fall issue of Jump Giga, and with these coming chapters we're gonna see this effect on full display in these coming chapters with how these battles are gonna go on. And yeah, if you guys would like to tap into a little short story that I personally wrote in about the Diamond Kingdom and how I think they entered the story through that of another character that is quite popular, you know, you can go ahead and check down the description below. It's basically a story about the Diamond Kingdom and the rebellion. It's not the best written, but it has a nice premise to it, and I took a little time to write it, but I think it's pretty decent. So if you guys like the idea of it, go ahead and look in the description below and you can go ahead and check it out. And yeah, like I said, Black Clover will be releasing 3 chapters this fall, and I'm looking forward to it, and you guys will hear my take on it when it does drop. So please take care of your great self, guys. Leave a like on today's video and please subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys in another one.